Well, I'm gonna tell you a story about the time me and my buddy Daryl decided to have us a real macho man's weekend. And we decided that we was gonna survive without anything bought from the store. So we loaded up our hot rod station wagon that he borrowed from his aunt, with nothing but me and him, and that was it. And we headed off to the wilderness far away. And we got down, we parked the car, and we went on out in the woods. Now the first night it wasn't too bad. It started to rain, but we had made us a shelter, and we was all good. Well, the next day it was pretty hot, and Daryl said, "Why don't we go take a dip in the river?" Well, I told him, I said, "I don't really think that's a river there." And he said, "Well, it'll do." It was actually a creek. So me and him was out there in that goddamn creek, flipping and a-splashing and having a ball. You know, just two buddies out there that's when I recall I felt this sharp pain on my left testicle. And then I heard Jimmy jump and scream, and I said, "What is it?" And much to my surprise, there was a damn water moccasin swimming away from us. And I know I must have turned green. And Daryl said, "Come on, get out, get out." So I did, and I was having a panic attack, and I was breathing heavy, and I didn't know what I was gonna do, cause we were so far away. Daryl said, "What's wrong? Did it scare you that bad?" I said, "I think he bit me." He said, "Where?" And I said, "Down there." And he said, "Down where?" And I said, "Down there." And he said, "Down where?" And I said, "Down there in my underwear." And he said, "Where at in your underwear?" Then he said, "You're wearing underwear?" I said, "Yeah, I'm wearing goddamn underwear. Why, you ain't?" He was like, "Well, no." I'm like, "He bit me on my left testicle. I'm gonna die, I just know it." And then Jimmy got real upset. I mean, not Jimmy, Daryl got upset, and he started to cry, and he said, "Oh no, buddy, don't leave me." And I said, "Well, I don't know what to do." I said, "But I'm getting weaker by the moment." He said, "Don't worry, buddy, I got you, I'll take care of you." I said, "Well, I think you're supposed to suck the poison out." And Daryl said, "I do what?" I said, "Daryl, if you don't get this poison out of me, I'm going to die." Daryl said, "Now wait a damn minute now. Did you not say you got bit on your left testicle?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "But put your thoughts and feelings aside right now, Daryl. You got to help me out, I'm dying." And I was feeling weaker by the second. Well, Daryl got up the courage, and he finally agreed, and he's the best friend a friend could ever be. Daryl got down on his knees, and he cupped his hands, and he began to suck in just like a friend. Now just keep in mind, now I don't mean I'm gay or anything unless I enjoyed it. But I was too afraid to enjoy anything because I was terrified I was going to die. And right when Daryl was sitting there flapping round on my ball, next thing we knew, we heard a big "Hey y'all!" And we turned around, and who did we see? It was our local preacher waving at me. And he also had with him my wife. I don't know why they were together, but the timing wasn't right, cause Daryl was there with my satchel in his mouth, sucking away. And I looked at my wife, and she looked at me, and she said, "My God, what is happening?" I said, "It's not what it looks like. It's not what you think. I think I've been bit by a fucking snake." And by that time, Daryl come up, and he started to spit, and I said, "What's wrong, Daryl?" He said, "Something's on my lip." And I looked real quick, and what I see, he had a damn briar from one of those pointy trees. I said, "Where'd you get that from?" He said, "It was stuck to your balls." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, it was hanging out your drawers." I said, "So you mean I didn't get bit by no snake?" That's when Daryl started to shake. He said, "You son of a bitch and bastard, you got me down there turning blue, sucking the poison out of your balls, and you didn't get bit by a snake after all." I said, "Now wait a minute, Daryl, it'll be okay, but remember, as long as you didn't like it, it means you ain't gay." And Daryl said, "Yeah, well, I guess that's true." And I said, "Yeah, It's a big load off my shoulders there, Darryl. And Darryl said, well, I'm gonna go back down and check your